Let's welcome our host, Sir Alberto Avira, aka TATA BERT.
Survive on its first, so we are now on the second day of Christmas. Christmas being the most special, the longest holiday celebration all over the world, and where money pour in and out to make the economy move and progress. So it is the good reason of celebration, but particularly to the businesses who will take advantage of this situation, which also beneficial to the whole population wherever they are. Because in Christmas, you are not questioning the budget. So long as you can afford, you spend it because you want to be happy. Because not only the giver that could give you get the satisfaction, but also the young innocent kids will be more than glad and remember the very first gift they are about to receive, and they are receiving every season like this, a jolly season and a memorable season. I know some of you would always remember your first gift received because as a toddler, you don't know anything. But when you are 4 or 5 years old, you start remembering what is, and you could recognize what is good and what is God, and what is to be happy and why you have to be smiling. So, for me, on my part, I remember because we are poor, but that is not an hindrance to enjoy because enjoyment is how you take the situation as is and how you adjust yourself to be remember seeing yourself alive, healthy, and happy. It's not because you have all the things you needed. It's no, it's how you accept the situation and how you value the presence of this glittering lights. Why there is such a glittering lights? It's for you to enjoy, for everyone to enjoy, which you really agreed because the most happiest people in this world are the Filipinos. Okay, we are hindered sometimes with calamities, but it is a normal situation now, like flood and typhoons, sometimes fire. And it is expected. It's not new anymore. It is seasonal, so it is expected. So you don't have to cry for that. All you have to do, be prepared and be ready and how you will survive again and again after this calamity after calamity. We will be still getting stronger and more prepared. As I've said, like since this seasonal accident, seasonal calamities, so I was suggesting to our local associations, we don't have to wait for calamities in order to prepare and be ready to extend our sympathy and has to be in kind because sweet words will just be for the ears. But we have to maintain our body, which is the temple of our soul, because if healthy body would have a peaceful soul and content and be ready for any eventualities that may come next because you survive and one accident and one calamities There will be more coming. That's why make us even stronger and resilient and ready and able to whatever come way. So, so long as are strong, thank God, we will survive whatever it is. We have to have faith in Him that He is watching us in all the time. So, all you have to do, thank Him. That's the best we can do. But you have also to support yourself. God only help those people who help themselves. You cannot just be hanging around like the story of one tamad because there is a fruit already there, and so you have to lie down and wait until that fruit will drop in your mouth. That is a story which will make our younger generation alive during those days. But that is so much similar stories. It comes of that Juan Tamad, but it is happening in any time of the society as of now. Turn off ang TV. Why? So I stop for what should I do? So we have a break. Lakas ng audio. Okay, so we'll reduce the sound. Why this is not working? Yeah, it's full. How's that? 50%. Normal or reduce more? May response. They have to reduce more. How's that? 37. Okay, you have to put it 100%. So, or you said no, lakas ang audio. So, okay. One thing sure that what you need is the silence of this. How's that? Because I'm competing with the sound of the TV. Now is the TV is off. Okay, now the TV is off, so I don't have to compete for the sound of TV. Okay, shall we resume? So as I was saying, when this interruption of technical interference, we have to resume what I was saying before, that we are trained and focused to the development our readiness to accept and facing the challenge of this scheduled occurrences, we call it calamities, but it is now a season of calamities. So, in order to combat for that, the 12 people in the Philippines, all they have to do is wait and be ready and ready for evacuation. And after the evacuation, they need our support. So our support cannot just be open your wallet, but you have to. It takes a preparation. It takes effort and knowing some good institution who could share to benefit our needed people. So I would suggest that every organization, local or provincial, has to make an item that will be raising at the very beginning solely for fundraising and be ready to extend aid financially or whatever we have in the Philippines. Like farmers, because the farmers represents the community and If there are two or three or more associations asking the same donations, it will confuse the donors. Why? You are Filipinos, here is a group of Filipinos already asking, and now you are here again. You are a separate group. Why can't you not just get together? Okay, we'll make one a harmonious joint effort so that our donors will not be asking which group is this. So let us make it one. So at the very beginning of your term, make a separate committee that their objective is just for fundraising year round. They could make lots of activities, of course, because the only activities we know is always anniversaries and dancing. How much proceeds could you get on revenues and tickets? Not so much. Try to expand your ideas. I know you are all intelligent people. Expand your creativity. Maybe some raffles, because some institution is willing to donate a car for a raffle that the proceeds will go to you so long as the name of the dealers could be fully advertised, and you group of people who are all you are buying your car patronize that certain establishments. I'm sure they are willing to give support for that if you are creative, and the way your approach it is needed. Every association needed funding. As our friend Sonny Moros always emphasized that you need funds, you need funding for your projects. Come, make your application. If you don't know how to make an application, he will assist you in how to apply this proper amount for your need in your projects. But some association will just say they need funds. For what? You have to be specific, because the government or some institution will not just give you money because you need funds. You needed money for what? So explain that. Is it beneficial to the community? Is it beneficial to the, the organization? Because if you just say you need funding, funding for what? So be specific. If you don't know how, approach the right person could guide you. Like for example, the heritage has able to get grants from funding institution. Ask Al Abdul. He is the right person also to assist you, to guide you. Maybe funds could be available right here and there, but you have to be specific. You have to make a right approach. You have to get a good reason, and the application has to be written well, and why the government or some institution has to support you. Good reason and right objectives will surely obtain your intention into the realization of your projects. Everybody needed somebody for guidance and help. So don't be shy. Just for the sake of your project, approach these persons. Or maybe it is just one click to your computer. Whatever you want, ask the question, write it down, and you'll get your answer. When and where, how, they will guide you. So it is very easy now. All you have to do, ask. If you don't ask, nobody will ask you what you need. So open your brilliant mind, because you call yourself community leaders. So lead, especially like farmers. They are well off because we have the building. It's a Sad story if we have to go back in early 60s and 70s of these farmers because it is run by Filipinos. When election time, there is one winner and the other one was cheated. So there is something brewing within the community itself. Or okay, if there are so many aspirants for a position, they follow the protocol of selecting a leader. They have a convention, like any other political parties, like especially in the Philippines. They have a convention, and who wins the convention will be the standard bearer of that party. So, convention was held, but only one winner. So, what will this other part of the aspirants, if he don't get the majority votes, he will form another party. That what happened in farmers in early 70s and 60s. There was two farmers at that time, one in the east and one here in central Montreal. Had it not been that farmers obtained this building, I am sure not only two or three farmers will be existing now, but because of the building, they have to endure and run again in order to be the key holder of this mandate being caretaker of our building. So there are no splinters. Otherwise, they could call any other name. But other names are just called the provincial associations, the regional associations. Like, for example, UPS. Before we have one UPS, Senior Association, which is UPS. But since everybody is a potential president, so they form their own association because he is the only one could run the senior association. So likewise, the other three. So in early days that we have one UPS or senior association. For now, there are only four, but yes, group of Josie, group of William, group of and another two groups of seniors like the helping people before one, but now it's two. But the Regis or the city advise them if you are putting another organization, there will be no duplication. Get another name. So it's very easy. We call concept Berta Biera Senior Association. Good enough. But what is the objective? We would like to have parties. So long as you pay your registration and following the guidance, you are an association, which is a democratic way of uh, pursuing your ability to run an organization. But what is the project? Of course, dancing, party. What's wrong with that? That makes our community alive. So much for that organization because that is our nature. You are born leader. There are, in fact, I know some one or two that they would only join an organization so long as I am the president. Or better still, if president's already occupied, a secret, a treasurer suffice my need to be in this organization. Which is at least, that is good because you prove that you are You have the intention and particular talent and that position. Because accepting the position which you are not fitted to is just a waste of your presence. Like for example, some unfarmers, there is a position like uh, com, uh, press relation officers. So you know what is press relation officers is communication of making a report, making communicate between association and the community. You have to show activities and objectives of the associations. But we cannot pinpoint why that's is not being implemented. Oh, now it's a very good reason because there is COVID pandemic, so that is a blessing for not reporting because just like the mandate or an obligation that farmers has to make a community report or general assembly. So it's a very good reason. God bless that there is a that COVID protocol that no gatherings. So, but at least there is the media, like the conference. There is the global conference wherever you are. Because a teleconference is very effective because I have attended only one what the heritage have done. I think it was done professionally because everybody participate and make comments. That is how conferences are being held. We cannot just wait only the chairman keep on talking. Participate because he is asking also your opinion because you are not there just to listen and be fed, receive the feed what they are giving it to you. Make an observation, make comments. Why is this like that? Why is that amount is bigger than this? Why this amount? Where is it goes? Ask question. That is communication. That will help the chairman make his job easier because that means you are interested. So long for that our organization. We have to do it again and again because we are everybody is an amateur. Okay, we understand that, but at least make an effort that your duty, your mandate has to be served. Because I'm sure you will be running again and you want to take good care of our organization. So you will be running again and again. I think that would be nice because at least you are already know the process. You have the experience. But the question is, does it benefit the community? Well, that remains to be seen because when you got re-elected, that means the community has your approval. So keep going. And we have to go back to the very seasons that everybody is alive in this particular season. It is not a moment of sorrows or lamentation, whatever. This is a moment of joy and happiness. We have to be jolly. We have to be merry because Jesus, our Savior, was born. So the third day, the second day of December, will reflect our attention and dedication to our fellow men because happiness is sharing. Because it doesn't matter how much you have, if you don't share, there is no sharing, there is no satisfaction. Let us say you have a billion in your bank account. I'm sure you are raring to let others know that you have this amount and you are proud of it because uh, by hook or by crook you have that amount. Not everybody could do that, but you are not still happy because you want to let up other people. You have to show off that this amount that you have, which others doesn't have. So you want to show, or otherwise you want to share, and you have to make use of it because uh, comfort of this glittering gold will not satisfy you. This material thing has to be touched and shared and used, not just by knowing you have that. You will your satisfaction is incomplete. I'm sure of that because if you are a kid, then you love it, you admire it, the most precious thing that you could have. But if nobody knows and nobody have seen this kid that you are proud of, your satisfaction is incomplete. So likewise, this material thing has to be shared. The only time that your satisfaction is complete when you share and looking at the recipient joyfully, happy, and appreciable to whatever they receive on your behalf that the blessings bestowed on you and you have shared to everybody, that especially in the needy ones. Because million to the million is nothing, but a dollar to those who doesn't have is worth more than a million. Because it's not the amount that makes you happy, it's how you appreciate the thing that you have. Because you could all own all the luxury you have, but if you are not happy about it, if you are not contented about it, if you are not satisfied about it, so there's still nothing. So that's how it is. Sharing is the love of an individual. So you were asking why some millionaires is not the calamity is there and only the NGOs and the civic organization as visible and the distribution and meeting these affected persons that in a certain district. We don't know because what they are doing, maybe silently they do it without publicity. So or your question remained unanswered. So let's wait because we cannot condemn them or despise them. We don't know. So that has to be known because it is not a question because you gave. It has to be published because there are some people. Some say they don't want. They just want to be unknown because like when the Yolanda, there are some donors we receive in farmers. They do not. They want to give unknown. So they want it that way. We follow their choice. They follow what they want. So because they are already happy for that. And may I remind you that this program has also a support of our local entrepreneur, like Papa Restaurant, which is owned by my goddaughter Norma Carbon, and maybe she got a partner, but For now, that's what I know. It is a very convenient, especially to the working people, because they will be cooking to your favorite menu as Filipinos. All you have to do, drop by or make a phone call that you need this certain food this afternoon because you are at work, and then you will be passing by to pick it up after work. And bringing the hot meal at your families is very rewarding, despite of the fact that you have spent 8 hours on your job, but still you have the ready menu, very ready hot meal for loved ones in your family. So let's patronize this. Or actually, you are helping yourself, not helping this restaurant. The restaurant are just a subsidiary of your wants, so they are there to provide you what you need. And at the same time, the restaurant could be starting a new business and expanding, and because all as association will be running and dropping at you when they will have their souvenir program. The or you will be the same. The restaurant will be always the same. That the donor in the placing their ads in support for the printing jobs of the souvenir program or selling tickets. But it's the Filipino way because we were trained for that because we cannot run for other like restaurant like Kim Hour. Kim Hour, when you approach them, they will be laughing at you because they will never put an ad in your seminar program. Because the answer is, why you Filipinos? Why should I put an ad when you have no choice but to come to us? So that's a big slap on us, but that's the reality. Because instead of going to some Filipino establishments, we still love to see other going to other enterprises or restaurants or groceries because it is in ourselves that we are very proud if we are wearing or using an imported items. Here in Quebec, like for example the vegetables, they are very much proud. Oh, this is Quebec product. We love it. We love it. As Quebecois. But we Filipinos, oh, that's made in the Philippines. Especially in Manila. If your attire or clothing are locally made, you're not proud of it. But, oh, this is important. Look at the name. Look at the brand name. The quality wise is as good as that of the brand name. But still, we pay double because of the brand name. We never appreciate that much when it is made locally by our people. When could we learn? When could we love our own? So that is the question to ponder. So why we are very much proud when the things is important or a gathering. Let us say I have a guest of a Caucasian, especially when I go home or that somebody want to be coming, and I'm, or when I attended some parties, everybody is jumping. Here is the Caucasians that will be gathered. What is it now? So, here is the Caucasians that will be gathered. Okay, Jeff, I welcome you. If you want to come in, I would appreciate it very much. Jeff,
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Could you pitch in whatever topic you would like to discuss? You are welcome.
Now I just have a question, and maybe you can answer it for the rest of the Filipino people. Um, the only question I have is this: why do Filipinos uh, seems to, break each other down here when they come to, especially in Canada, United States, Europe? Why do they bicker?
Okay. I could answer that partly, and maybe not the truth, but that's what's happening. We Filipinos could not accept when co-Filipinos are making progress because we cannot accept a person behind a Filipino. So, because that is the nature, because we could go back to the history, and when Magellan landed in Cebu, he was befriended by the Dato the Mohabon. So Magellan would like also to make a friend of the Dato of Mactan, which is Lapu-Lapu. Lapu-Lapu does not hate Magellan, but when a Dato will never accept to be under the same Dato. So that is the nature. So the history is by nature. They call it the crab mentality. If a co-Filipino is rising and making progress, we grab them to down to our labor or under, whether we like it or not, but is what happening. So we have to endure that. When could we correct it? I don't know. So
Well,
eventually, little by little, especially the younger generation, hopefully will change.
I hope so. That's why I have my avatar as a crab, because it's a crab mentality. You're trying to drag uh, your own uh, uh, citizen, you know, dragging them down, especially when they're trying to get out of whatever they're in, or a cage. You know, a crab is just like wanting to get away, but the other crabs won't let you, to go, advance. You know, and I think um, it's a mentality that has been embedded, for centuries. you know and I hope that there is only very few of us, compared to the population. We migrate to certain countries. Yes, we can have a great job, but you don't put other Filipinos down because you're trying to advance. I think, I believe that everybody should help each other to advance instead of dragging somebody down, you know.
Yes, I agree with you. That is a theory,
Yeah, it is a theory. I
but
mean,
it's not applicable among us. I don't know when could we accept that reality because we could look around here. I've been here for almost over 50 years,
yeah, that's
and
great.
the, some politician, because we could make or break any politician if we are united as Filipinos.
I
But
agree.
because some of us won't even accept as a Filipino, they accept, they don't want to accept reality that they are Filipinos.
Why?
I don't know
Why?
what pride we have.
I don't know why. I'm half and half. So, my mother's Filipina and my father's white, but my heart uh, is Filipino, because I believe in the culture. I believe the the way family is all about. But for some reason, you take them out of that comfort zone and put them somewhere else, they change.
Yeah, that is have been written now and then, and but still hoping we're still hoping when could we accept reality that we are all the same Filipinos and we have to work hand in hand on each other in order to gain progress and unity as Filipinos. But yes, we have to struggle again and again to obtain that respect because actually any moment you are in Manila, Filipinos is not proud of Philippine made products when in fact it's more durable, it's more beautiful, but it's the brand that they are proud of. It's not the quality because these things is imported. So I am better than you because you are wearing a local products. That is the mentality up to now. But
Yeah,
here in here in North America, any Philippine made product is more expensive than the local the Canadian made. And Canadian, but you will be surprised. Some Filipinos buying here because it's quality products, but when they open Rich Home in Manila, they open that the label is made in the Philippines, and they are laughing. All they know, they are buying the imported one, the quality one. And they laugh when they discover that what they bought, they thought is imported ones, is made in the Philippines. Look at the sample in the early 60s. We have a rubber shoes named Cotton, much better than that of Nike and whatever brand name existing now, but didn't prosper because it's made locally. So what they did, the Italian bought this brand, maintained the name, but they put already made in the Philippines. But actually, these Italian shoes are made in the Philippines, in Marikina.
yes, they are.
Likewise, the parts of the turbo or the lacade here is made in the Philippines, in Cavite. All
Yeah,
products, so many products being sold here or being manufactured in the Philippines. They are made, but it's not available in the Philippines because it has to be labeled here. The business people we has to label it made in France, made in USA. But the
uh,
product here in North America is flooded by items made in China. Whatever items here, they're all mostly 75% are made in China. That's why, uh, especially clothing, very cheap because it's made in China. But still, okay, it's durable. But we Filipinos has to ask ourselves why we cannot patronize our own.
that is a good question.
Yeah.
That is a good question. I
Yeah,
mean,
because these things uh, made us inferior, made us believe that we are not as good as anybody else. We have been dominated for the past 300 years in Spanish because we are born to serve. We are we go to school and ready to serve when we graduate. We are not entrepreneur quality as we think. So,
but we also born to, Filipino is born to teach. You
but
know,
serve, the teaching is serving. The analysis is to serve because unlike other nationalities, they are entrepreneur. They could start a business working for themselves. So I hope the young generation will be awakened, hopefully, that they have to love themselves. They have to love the people. They have to love the products. They have to, no question about it, they love the country.
But they
But,
have to love the roots. They have to love the roots.
yes, because it's the rules that's being implanted on us that we are slaves, we are being dominant, we endure for more than 300 years that serving the master. So it takes centuries again, maybe to recover this injured passion that we have been under these rulers, under these invaders.
But I believe that Filipino people can rise like Singapore did, like Vietnam did. I think we taught them how to, uh, uh, to plant, rice, you know, and everything else. And I believe that they can do it. It's just a matter of perseverance
The
and
fact
to
is,
believe.
yeah, the fact is, as of now, if the government is good, we are the richest country in Asia.
Yes, it is.
I remember that in 1944, before the Second World War, the Asian people, they are very much elated. As soon as they reach the Philippines, they have the feeling that they are in the first world like America and Canada because we have the economy better than anybody else. Because Japan at that time was the products is very fragile. China is just nothing yet.
Yeah.
Only some the Hindus, India was making progress. But after the war, Philippines got the compensation from Japan and never reaches to the needs of repair of this devastation made during the Second World War. So up to now, our government, I don't know, I cannot say, but people, especially foreigners, who could see that Philippines is really rich, but only officials are rich. Because one thing,
Corruption, you might say.
that's the word. I cannot say.
If you can remove the corruption
Yeah,
or make it minimal, I think Philippines will be, as they call it, uh, a tiger or a dragon of
yeah,
Asia.
sleeping
Or
giant, this sleeping tiger, they say all the time. Every
yeah,
new administration, Philippines is a new sleeping tiger. But you see, this progress on economy is really just a flip of finger. But it is run by government that because one good example, how much money is pouring in last year, the OFW have remitted to the Philippines $24 billion. Where does it go? Of course,
uh, we
the,
already know where it goes.
the recipient, if you, let's say I send money, let's say $500 to the Philippines, my family would spend that 90% to the groceries. Not a percentage will go for savings. Everything's paid. Who benefited this? The big shopping centers. So that means money is circulated. And the shopping center is owned by foreigners, is owned by politicians. Because why this big establishments prosper? Because they have to admit that these politicians are under their payroll. That's why the clamor that this employee has to be regular. They have to entitled for benefits, but they don't do it because the answer was if we make them regular, the benefits will be given to them. But your your payroll in our establishment will be cut off because we are giving to the people. So after the promise of Duterte that there will be no more casual workers, but people there, some is about to retire since the beginning, working for the more than 25 years as casual, don't benefit to the companies' retirements, companies' medical, companies' pension, company bonuses. They don't receive that. Uh,
because it's the influence of what surrounded him.
you-
I might, that was just my belief. I don't know the whole facts of that, but I believe that he's trying to make a change. But you always have an opposition when it comes to politics. You
because
know,
the clamor of change only happen during election time. When
it
they
is.
sitted there for the past 6 years, they are not talking about it. When they
I I agree, Mr. Burt. I really do, and I believe what you're saying is if the Filipino people unite as one, it's impossible to say, but it can happen. And then
hopefully,
Philippines will be in a better, uh, be considered to be a first-rate country instead of a third-world country. I believe that if uh, that is why a lot of foreigners starts a business there because it's cheap labor. They can get whatever they want, even though they said that it is 60-40, 60% Filipino owned and 40% foreigner. But it is,
the dami.
it's the influence.
Because it's not the real Filipino that the 60%, because they are all dummies.
Yes,
Just
you are so right.
meant to be used, and actually they don't have nothing to do with it.
That is all front. That is all front. They're saying, okay, this is our law. This is how it's gonna be established. This, and that. But in reality, is that is not what is happening.
Like this gambling, the Pugu, who runs the gambling casinos in the whole islands. It's not, nothing has been interrupted there for the Filipinos. It's all for the foreigners. And who benefited this? The politicians who approved this
I do agree.
establishments to approve because everything is running there.
I am not going to argue that because most now is remember back in the day to where the economy of the Philippines were uh, $1, 7 pesos to a dollar. The economy of the Philippines was great. Back in the 70s. Back in my day.
I
You
could uh,
know,
I could still
you
go
know,
further than that.
yeah.
When $1, two, two, 2 pesos for the Philippines and $1 American.
There you go. Now, where we at now? Where is Philippines now? I mean, it's 48, 47, 50. It basically, the Philippine pesos is been downgraded, as a third-rate country, but it's very stable. I might say it's a very stable currency. But the problem is, it is, what is going on. We rely on most of the, you know, foreign foreign companies that comes to look at the Koreans now, look at the Japanese now, look at the Chinese. Since the U.S. left the Philippines, you know, our currency, Philippine currency, is basically went down the drain. Our economy went down the drain.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people might say, okay, yes, Philippines got a good credit in World Bank, of course,
Okay. At,
because
mm,
they know the
you're right.
minerals and all, you know, and that's the reason why is they call it a sovereign guarantee. Okay, so if the Philippines can't pay the debt, then Philippines would be sold to whoever they owe the most. Okay, but the
Okay.
problem is Philippines is not going to be sold,
No.
and it's not. And
Okay.
a lot of people might think like China, went to Africa, and then they infused a lot of billions of dollars, and then guess what happened now?
Okay, Jeff,
They own it.
may I interrupt you?
Yeah,
Because
go ahead, sir.
the board here is flashing that our time is up. We have one
Okay.
minute left. So I would like to ask you, could you join me nightly whenever you are free? From
Yeah,
time?
I am free to discuss whatever the topic
Yeah,
might be.
anything under you,
Uh,
under the sun.
uh,
Got it.
uh, I greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Okay.
Because
No,
there is a lot of things to
yeah,
discuss. I know your time is short,
yeah.
but thank you for
Oh,
inviting me.
so we'll
Uh,
start from the 9 o'clock. So we can discuss more and more any topic in the sun because this Philippines problem, it's not a problem at all because if the government or the official could just accept that they are letting the Philippines down, this could easily be solved. Hopefully, they will be awakened, election time, and I'm afraid that if the team of Duterte will lose, something bad will happen.
hopefully it continue. Whoever is the successor,
Yeah, because
hopefully he continue. They will continue what he started. For a new Philippines,
yeah, maybe
not the
a new
old
face,
Philippines.
yeah, maybe a new face will come in, but the same Duterte will be running with the HO.
So that's all I can say. I really do appreciate our conversation because this is what I like is that
Yeah,
this kind of topic.
it's open. No holds bars down. So let's open up because I think so much Filipinos are really enjoying this show. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll be seeing you again tonight, tomorrow night, and God bless everybody and support our program. Just
Thank you.
like it, share, and subscribe. That is how we this program will be in existence for the coming days and months, hopefully. Thank you very much. Magandang gabi. Good morning. Good night. Maraming salamat and hopefully tomorrow again we'll see each other. Thank you, everybody.